Just leaving the office. I'm doing this one outdoor vlog style again today. I've really been enjoying doing those, and I'm really excited because in this video I would like to recommend to you 6 great fragrance clones for the summer. Now I've got someone helping me out today. This person lives with me. You've never seen them before, but I've got to let him out at least once a year. So he's just going to be helping out, making tea for me, that kind of thing.
Can I do dancing?
No, no dancing.
Oh, come on, I like doing dancing.
Not doing dancing. I'm Chris, you're watching FRAG-MENTAL. Summer's here, so it's time to dust off those freshies and dig out those aquatics and find fragrances that really excel in the heat. Scents that are refreshing, invigorating, and ideally, don't break the bank. Now I know some of you out there are triggered by clones, but I also know that many of you love a good clone. What's this about clones? I'm doing a video about clones.
I'm a clone.
Don't know about clone, you're definitely a clown.
I can talk about clones.
Fragrance clones, not people clones.
I can talk about fragrance clones. I'm Clone Chris, you're watching FRAG-MENTAL, and today we're going to talk about summer clones. Stay tuned to FM. My hair is awesome.
The first one I'm going to talk about is from Alexandria Fragrances. This is a clone of MFK's Aqua Celestia. It's called Deep Blue, and the name is really fitting because this just reminds me of a sparkling ocean. This is a really light and refreshing fragrance. There's fruits in here, there's lime and blackcurrant paired brilliantly with a very refreshing mint note. You could be just sitting by the ocean, drinking a cocktail in the sunshine. It's a very classy, very elegant scent. I'd say 100% unisex. Lasts around 5 to 6 hours, so you definitely want to be wearing this in the high heat. I have looked on Alexandria's UK website. It doesn't seem to be available at the moment on there, but it's definitely available on the US site. So if you're on a budget and you're looking for a great clone fragrance for the summer, this is a great option. Out. I haven't tested this against the original, but this stuff really is excellent. This next brand is a bit less obvious about making fragrance clones, but they are very good and very affordable. From Zara, it's Vibrant Leather Summer. This is their take on Dior Homme cologne. Before this came Vibrant Leather, which was their take on Creed's AVENTUS, which was very good. I'm not sure why either of these two have leather in the name, because they don't seem to have anything to do with leather, as far as I can tell. So this one is a bright citrus scent, very clean, very masculine. It's got a gorgeous, sensual, musky base. It's very gentlemanly, great for the summer. It seems to smell pretty much the same, as far as I can tell, as Dior Homme cologne. Can't really tell much of a difference. Performance is good. It seems to match the original Dior. It doesn't fizzle out after a couple of hours like Zara fragrances sometimes can do.
Just wanted to let you know your cup of tea's ready, and I've got your red M&Ms all lined up in the FN letters just how you like it.
I'm in the middle of a shot.
I know, but your tea's going cold. Also, I was looking at the script. Usually I have Brol in here. I can't see Brol anywhere.
You mean B-roll? We're not having B-roll in this, we're having an on-screen graphic with details about the fragrance.
Well, that's well boring, you should have dancing.
We're not having dancing.
Well, that's better than you just pointing at a thing. Why do YouTubers point so much anyway? Should have dancing.
No dancing. This one is...
And action!
This one is from Parfums Vintage, who are a company that specialise in taking original DNAs and putting a different twist on them or improving the performance. In the case of Euphony Intense, which is a new release for the company, they've improved the performance of the Creed Arolfa DNA. Arolfa was never my favourite Creed. I like it, it's a nice freshie, but it didn't really last too long for me, 4 or 5 hours. So this definitely improves on the performance. It doesn't make it beast mode at all, but it definitely lasts longer for me than the Creed. Seems to be thicker and heavier. It's got more weight to it. And when I smell this, it reminds me a little bit of another Parfums Vintage release, Rush of Unicorns, with which it shares the note of melon and ambergris, although I'd say this is more citrusy and spicier, but it smells really high quality, very natural, great scent for the summer, great masculine scent for the summer. At full retail, this is coming in at about £100 for 100 ml. Some might argue you can get Creed decants for not much more than that, but it's just up to you. But if you're looking for a fragrance that gives you that aroma for DNA but better performance, this is going to do that for you. This is just a really well put together, high quality scent that works really well in the summer.
What is that?
The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is from NUIT, and this is a clone of a very hard to get fragrance, very expensive fragrance from the house of Henri Jacques. It's called Irois or Irois. I'm not quite sure how you say that. I think it's exclusive to Harrods, but it sells for £500 for 10 ml, so I think that's probably out of a lot of people's price range. NUIT's version is called Best Citrus Ever. I'm not sure if it is the best citrus ever, it might be, but it certainly smells very good to me. So in this we've got lemon, neroli, and vetiver, and some woods as well, smoothed out with some sandalwood. It smells very strong. It's got a very strong, juicy lemon citrus accord, and there's some neroli and vetiver giving it a really clean, masculine feel, and the woods giving it plenty of depth.
So, if you want a long-lasting citrus scent and you want to save yourself a few £100, best citrus ever.
The next one I'm going to talk to you about is from a UK company called Pocket Scents. This is Bondi Man, and it's their clone of Amouage's Beach Hut Man. Now, Beach Hut Man didn't vibe with me at first because I smelled it in stores off tester strips a couple of times, not off skin, and it just wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be something a little more summery, a little more tropical, maybe coconutty, maybe more beach hutty, but it isn't that. It's greener. But I got this from Pocket Scents, so I've been able to give this scent DNA a few good full wearings, and I can't stop wearing it. I've grown to love it the more I wear it. It's a beautiful scent. Let me try and break it down for you.
Let me do that for you. Listen guys, wear this, get the chicks, get the compliments, £35 for 50 ml, absolute bargain. No guarantees to get you laid, but worked for me. Just saying. Sorry, thought that was information they needed to know. I'm going. Sorry.
The next one is from Perfume Parlour. Perfume Parlour was the house that started it all off for me.
Yeah, we've heard it all before. It's Mandarini di Amalfi from Tom Ford.
I give up. Never mind Grunt-Mental. I think you got out the wrong side of bed today.
Listen guys, I'm going to level with you. If you want to smell fresh, clean and sexy, get your hands on this fella. Bish, bash, bosh, one for the lads, job done.
Not actually got anything in my hand because he's got it. I'm coming. I think I've lost him. I'm trying to get away from Clone Chris so I can record this outro. I didn't want him having the last word. Anyway, I'll be locking him up when we get back home so he won't be sabotaging any more videos. Okay, so just let me know what you thought of my summer clone choices, and let me know what your #1 clone choice for summer is. And if any of you say Clone Chris, I'm blocking you.
Chris, there you are.
He's found me. Let's go.
Have you done the outro without me? Oh, well, at least let's do the end screen together.
Everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Time for another top 10 list. This time, it's my top 10 for summer. Stay tuned to FM. Yet again, I've found myself in another beautiful location. I'm here on a beach on Anglesey in Wales. It's gorgeous, the sun's out, so I thought it was the perfect opportunity to film my top 10 summer fragrances for you. This list is based on the fragrances I'll be wearing this summer, so I'm not saying they're the 10 best in the world. These are just what I'll be wearing as part of my summer rotation. Let's get into it. Number 10 is a very popular fragrance. It appears on a lot of summer lists, and for good reason. It's really cheap, it's clean, green, fresh, soapy. It's a lovely take on a vetiver, and it's the ever popular Mugler cologne. This is just such an easy reach. This works great as a casual day scent, particularly in warmer weather, just like today. And it's also nice to spray just after the shower for that clean, fresh out the shower smell. Ah, lovely. Number 9 is a summer flanker to a very, very popular scent, Jean Paul Gaultier La Malle. It used to be my signature scent when I was younger. This is their summer version. It's La Malle Eau Fraiche. So I wouldn't say that this is a freshie. It's definitely fresher than the original La Malle. The mint is a little bit more boosted in this one, and there's some aldehydes. And aldehydes in a fragrance can often provide this lovely, bright, breezy freshness, often talked about as being reminiscent of a fresh laundry type of accord. This is typical of a more summery scent in that the performance isn't amazing. This delivers all its magic in the first hour. So if you were going out wearing this and you were out for a few hours, you may want to think about respraying. But when it's working, it's a gorgeous scent. Number 8 is a classic from 1951. This is one of the quintessential English gentleman's scents, and it is Floris Number 89. This has similarities to the Acqua di Parma Colonia from 1916. It's got that classic gentleman's cologne appeal. In my opinion, this one is still a super stylish scent. It perfectly balances citruses, florals, spices and woods, and it results in a crisp, clean, classy, confident composition. Old school, but still cool. Number 7 on this list is the first from the Tom Ford Private Blend collection. It comes in a blue bottle, so it's one of the lighter, brighter, more summery Tom Fords. And this, to me, is summer in a bottle. It's Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. This is just such a stunning scent. We've got bright citruses and neroli. It's refined, it's classy, it's sophisticated. A man can wear this and it can come off as really masculine. A woman can wear this and it can come across as really feminine. So it's one of those magical fragrances that is just truly unisex. It's got a lovely summery feel to it. It's not the best performer in the world. Sometimes a lot of lighter citrusy based scents aren't the best for longevity. But it's really worth wearing this one, and if you want to wear it for longer than around about 4 hours, maybe take a decant or the bottle out with you and have a little respray. Number 6 comes in another summery style blue bottle, light blue in fact. This is Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Eau Intense. This is bright citruses and juniper, beautifully anchored with some woods and musk, and there's a bit of sea saltiness in there, so you get a really nice marine accord. It kind of reminds me of drinking a refreshing gin and tonic on a really hot summer's day due to the presence of the juniper in there. But it also reminds me of that first wonderful breath of fresh, salty sea air that you take in when you arrive at the coast. So I'm just going to do a side-by-side comparison since I'm here. So here's the D&G. And let's test the real thing. Wow. I've got to say, it's about a 99% similarity. Number 5 on my list is one of my favourites from a designer house. This recently appeared in my 10 designer fragrances to keep for life. It's super versatile. I can really enjoy wearing this in the winter, but it just works superbly well for me in the summer as well. It is the classic from Chanel, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrait. This is just a gorgeous combination of herbal notes and mandarin, so it has a brightness and then it has a lovely sweet base of woods and tonka, and it's just an absolute joy to wear. This gives me good performance, and trust me, if you're wearing this, you're guaranteed to give a good performance. You know what I'm saying? Coming in at number 4 is another fragrance you'll see appearing on a lot of summer lists. It's a beautiful take on a marine aquatic. It is Invictus Aqua. This is the 2016 version. I do enjoy the 2018 version. I've done a review on that one. Out of the two, I do prefer this one. I find the scent is better and I prefer the performance of this one. You can still pick this one up relatively cheap. I keep seeing it popping up in Facebook groups from time to time, still at very reasonable prices. I didn't pay any more for this than I would have paid when it was released in the shops in 2016. But if you can't come across it, then the 2018 version is still a really nice scent, and I don't think you'd be disappointed. This one opens with a really nice, loud, attention-grabbing yuzu and grapefruit, and it's all mixed in with that beautiful sweetness of the original Invictus DNA. Not quite as sweet as the original Invictus, but just enough sweetness to offset the marine saltiness that you get, so perfect for summer. Number 3 on my list may come as a bit of a surprise. I'm not sure if you'll see this appearing on many summer lists. It's described by the house that make it as having accords of heady cocktails and cigar smoke. It has notes of rum and tobacco, so you might not think on paper it sounds like it would work as a summer scent, but for me it really does. This is the gorgeous replica Jazz Club from the house of Maison Margiela. And before I tried this, I was expecting it to be something more along the lines of Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. I thought it would have a deeper boozy note. I thought it would have a richer, darker tobacco, but I really don't get that from this. This is a very light scent for me. I get a nice bit of coconut from this, which in turn reminds me of suntan lotion. So the main thing I get from this, the main thing it reminds me of is suntan lotion. So it really evokes images of being on holiday for me, and it just works really well in the warmer weather. Jazz Club. Number 2 is the second from the Tom Ford Private Blend collection. It's another blue bottle. I prefer this a little bit more than Neroli Portofino, and it is the gorgeous Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua. This is an eau de toilette concentration, but in my opinion it works just as well as some of the blue bottle eau de parfum concentrations like Neroli Portofino and Costa Azzurra. This has some nice citruses in it, predominantly a nice juicy mandarin. It has some florals too. One of the floral notes here is orange blossom. I love orange blossom in fragrances. I just find it a really nice, warming, light floral scent. So that in combination with the citruses just works really well. What I also get from this that I don't get from Neroli Portofino is a hint of marine saltiness. This is just a lovely, bright, fresh, aquatic, juicy summer scent. Number 1 is from the house of Acqua di Parma. It isn't Colonia Essenza. I love that fragrance. That's appeared in some of my other lists. But the fragrance that I'm going to talk about works better in warmer weather, in my opinion. It's from the Blue Mediterraneo line, and it is Fico di Amalfi. This is a lovely, light, bright, citrusy scent, but the predominant note in here, as given away by the name, is the Fico, or the fig, which has a lovely, sweet, juicy quality to it. As with others from the Blue Mediterraneo line, this one just makes you think of a summery Mediterranean coastline. The citruses just zing off the skin. The sweet note of the fig adds a really nice crowd-pleasing quality to it. I haven't yet put my scent of the day on. It's going to be this, as is tradition in my videos. My number 1 is my scent of the day. If you're wearing this and you're not on holiday, close your eyes and you believe you are. Okay, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed my top 10 list for summer. If you've tried any of these fragrances, let me know in the comments down below what you think of them. What would your summer top 10 list be? Let me know that also. Let's have a summery conversation. Thanks for joining me in another stunning location. I always like to bring you to different backdrops if I can. I'm on holiday here in Anglesey for the week, so I thought it was a good opportunity to get on some sand and deliver my summer top 10 list for you. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable notifications. And until next time, keep tuning into FM and have a great summer. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. Oh, I'm wearing the lid. Safety first. Let's go. Right, so the plan today is I've got 7 niche fragrances that are great for summer to show you. And we're going to film these out and about. I'm on my bike again. And we're not going to film these in just one location. Oh no. We are going to be filming these in 7 different locations. So you get a real good tour of my local area. So let's go. Okay, nice little church, eh? The first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is from Creed, and this is the Creed I'm wearing the most of at the moment. I would say it's the most refreshing, invigorating, energizing Creed fragrance that I own. I'm talking about Viking. In this, prominent notes are citruses, lavender and mint. This works superbly well all year round. It's a really versatile fragrance, but I just love it in the summer. It's crisp, it's fresh, it's clean, it's masculine, it nods to classical men's fragrances, but still very much feels like a modern fragrance. What I love most about wearing this in the summer is the mint notes. It just really shines in the heat, and it's kind of a sweet spearmint type of mint. It took for me to smell the sillage of someone else wearing Viking for me to really fall in love with it. Sometimes it's great to smell a fragrance off somebody else because it gives you a different perspective. You smell it in a different way than when you're just smelling it on yourself. So I love this more and more the more I wear it. You could say Viking has conquered my heart. That means I really like it. The next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is a freshie, but it's got some mossy depth to it as well. This is from the brand new house of Navitus Parfums, and I'm going to talk about Primus. So this really sparkles. We've got some fruits in there. There's some mango, some grapefruit, and the mango comes off as a little salty, which is beautiful. And because of that saltiness, it just hints at kind of an aquatic marine fragrance, even though it definitely isn't. It's got some wood and musks in the base, which add a lovely weight to this fragrance. So I love that it's got these fresh characteristics, but it's got weight to it as well, and because of that it has great performance. It is versatile in the same way that Elysium from Roger Parfums might be, and that you could just wear this all year round, even though it works really well in the summer. So if you're looking for a beautiful, fruity, sparkling, fresh fragrance that has some depth and good performance, Primus is a good one. So while the last 2 fragrances were great summer fragrances, but versatile enough to wear all year round, this one that I'm going to talk about is definitely more suited to the summer. It's one of my favourites from Acqua di Parma. It's from their Blue Mediterraneo line, and it's called Fico di Amalfi. So what you get with this is a beautiful blend of bright, refreshing citruses and fig, and it almost smells a little peachy, so it's a fruity, citrusy scent. There's some white florals in the heart of this, and then in the base there's a little bit of wood, but there's fig milk as well, so it just gives it a little bit of creaminess. So beautiful composition. It doesn't last very long, but that's not really the idea behind these blue fragrances. They're just lovely, light, refreshing fragrances to wear in the high heat. So you don't get great performance from this one, but whilst it's working in the summer, in the heat, it's a beauty. So I've just dodged a bit of a shower there between the last setup and this one. The joys of the British summer, eh? But as long as the camera stays dry, we're okay, we'll carry on. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is from the house of Aaron Terence Hughes, and this is possibly the most commercial and fun fragrance that Aaron has released. It's called Ozone. So this has a couple similarities to Creed's Virgin Island water. It's got that pairing of lime and coconut, but it also has some big differences. First off, it has much better performance, it has more depth to it, and it also has some spearmint in here, and the spearmint in here is absolutely fantastic, and the ozonic notes really give it some diffusion and some lift, so you're going to get big projection off this. In fact, overall, you're going to get great performance. You're going to get around 8 to 10 hours on this. So this is just quite a commercial, good, fun scent. One of the biggest appeals for this fragrance is it's one of Aaron's cheaper ones, so you can pick this 50ml bottle up for just £75, which for high quality niche I think is good value. For the next one, we are visiting Atelier des Ors, and this is from their Blue Riviera line. It's actually my favourite from that line, and this is called Riviera Lazuli. So this is a kind of green, woody, fresh scent. It's got a sweetness. It reminds me a little bit of kind of sugary lemons. It's got a woody resinous warmth, and one of the notes I love in this is balsam fir, which seems to give it this green, sticky, sweet quality. So a little bit like tree sap, but sweeter than that. And when I smell this, it just whisks me away to a peaceful, tree-covered Greek island that I once visited. This is just refreshing, calming, and really good quality. Okay, so next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is a little bit different from the other fragrances on this list. It's not a freshie, it's heavier and richer, but it's good to have options. This recently won Best Niche Fragrance at the Global Beauty Awards from Gallivant. It's Los Angeles. Now to me this really is a fragrance of light and shade, and it's beautifully done, works really well in the summer despite it having some darker nuances. So it opens with a fruity blast, there's some pineapple and mandarin, and then there's a lovely kick from eucalyptus as well. There's a really nicely executed note of tuberose in the heart of this fragrance, and there's a little saltiness there as well, so it has this great connection to the ocean and to summer. It's like a gorgeous fruity cocktail with a rich woody base, so it really is quite different to your usual summer freshie. The best thing about Gallivant, I think, is if you purchase their Discovery set, which is around £25, and you then choose to buy a full bottle, which is £65, you get that £25 off that £65 bottle. So I think that's a great way of doing it. So Los Angeles from Gallivant is rewarding and award-winning. So here we are, last one on the list. We're finishing with the big one from Roger. It's Oceania. This is a beautiful, elegant blend of citruses, warming woods, vanilla. It's got that sweet resinous benzoin that we find in a lot of Roger fragrances. Despite the name, this doesn't have any marine, salty accords at all. It's a very smooth fragrance. It's quite a light fragrance. That's why I describe it as elegant and quite subtle. I will say that this fragrance isn't incredibly long lasting. I get around 5 to 6 hours, which isn't bad for a summer scent, but it's not designed to be this big, bold fragrance. It's designed to have this very refined, subtle elegance. So when you walk into a room, rather than it commanding attention, it's going to subtly draw people's attention towards you and entice them and interest them. So this just is so well blended. There's a lot of notes in here, but as with a lot of Roger Parfums, there are no sharp edges here. It's super smooth. So if you want a really classy, refined, sophisticated option for a summer fragrance, this one would be it. And also, what a stunning bottle. Okay, there we go. The shoot is finished. I'm now on the way home. Oh, we're going a little bit off-road here. It's getting a bit bumpy. Oh, there we go, stayed on. This has been an interesting video for me to shoot, multiple locations. It's been a massive challenge, more challenging than a usual outdoor video, but I hope you enjoyed coming around all the different locations in my local area. Hope it's been nice for you to get out and about with me, give you some fresh air, because we all need that at the moment, don't we? So let me know what you think of my top 7 niche fragrances, and also let me know what your #1 summer niche fragrance would be. Let me know in the comments, I'd be really interested. So that's it, I'm going to go home, I'm going to edit this in a couple of days because I need a rest after this. So I hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight.
Suddenly it just got very, very dark and there's a storm coming, so the race is on to get back home before that gets me.
All because
Storm's coming, it's nearly got me. I can feel a little bit of rain. Gonna try and race home. Okay, we made it. The storm's just about to hit. It's getting windier, but I'm back home. It's actually a hailstone in summer, and I've just filmed the summer list. Time for another top 10. Oh, these are hard work. Oh. Okay, these suckers like a nice background, so let's give them what they want. See what the options are. Beaches. Let's whiz through these. Too tropical. Nah, too sunny. Oh. Nah, too bummy. Ah, now we're talking. Let's go with the gloomy, cloudy Welsh beach. Okay, welcome to this definitely not green screen location. I'm on a beach. The sun isn't exactly shining, but it has been raining for the last 2 days. I've been here in Wales, so I've had a break in weather. I'm going for it. Hey, you know, there's only so much luck you can have. We've got some aquatic smells here. It's marine. We've got boats in the background. We've got the ocean. It'll do. Anyway, time for a summer top 10. So the first one I'm going to talk about is from the house of Paco Rabanne. This made my list last year. It could be the ultimate designer aquatic marine fragrance. I am talking about Invictus Aqua. This is the 2016 version. The 2018 version is still really nice. I don't think you'd be disappointed. I don't like it quite as much as this. It loses a little bit of the edge that this one has, and this one also has a better performance for me as well. So in this we have grapefruit, yuzu, pink pepper, and I think it's that combination of grapefruit and yuzu which gives us this lovely marine, salty type of accord. It's based on that bubblegummy style Invictus DNA, although it's definitely not as sweet as the original Invictus. So if you find the original a little bit juvenile, a little bit too sweet, this one could work for you. It's bright, it's summery, it's got great performance. Now, I know I'm talking about a fragrance that is discontinued. You could still find this. I do still see Invictus Aqua 2016 selling on Facebook groups, especially sometimes on eBay, so you can still pick it up. If you can't find it, then another great option. I've just been trying out a fragrance from Parfums Vintage. It's called Aqua Intense. I believe it's based on this 2016 version of Invictus Aqua. I've tested them side by side, and to be honest, I can't really tell much of a difference. So if you're thinking you might like the DNA of this one and you can't find the Paco Rabanne, then definitely check out the Parfums Vintage version. It's very good. Number 9 is from the Tom Ford Private Blend. This is a citrus aromatic. You will see this on a lot of summer lists. Ever since its release, it's been popular for summer, so maybe a little bit predictable that I'm including it, but I really enjoy it. I wear this every summer without fail. I'm talking about Neroli Portofino. This one is citruses and white florals, most prominently the Neroli, which is the white floral, providing this flowery, soapy, clean character. Citruses are really refreshing. I don't really get much more to it than that. It's not a very complex fragrance, but very enjoyable to wear. It gets a bit of a bad reputation for its performance, but I wore this a couple of days ago. I wore it for work, so I was in work for 7 or 8 hours, and it just lasted. I was really surprised. I was expecting it to fizzle out after 4 or 5 hours, but I did spray it on clothes as well, and I got a reasonable performance off this. So if you do spray it on clothes, it is going to improve that performance. If you think this is too expensive, and if you've heard that there are clones out there that do a better job in terms of the performance, and I think they do exist, then by all means try those. Because it's a simple fragrance, it's pretty easy to clone, so there are a lot of good clones out there. I have the Perfume Parlor one, which I would say is excellent. There's not a lot of difference between them, so if you're interested in trying this one, you could try the Perfume Parlor one, and it will give you a good idea of what this one smells like. The next one is from Acqua di Parma. It's part of their Blue Mediterraneo line, which are their lovely summer fragrances. Last year, number 1 on my summer list was Fico di Amalfi. Lovely fragrance for the summer. I love this one just as much. It is Myrto di Panarea. In this, we've got some myrtle, there's some citruses, there's basil, so it's got more of a culinary, aromatic feel. It's definitely not as sweet as Fico di Amalfi. Feels a little bit more grown up to me than Fico. Fico is fruitier and sweeter and a little bit more playful. This is a bit more mature, a bit more refined, I'd say a little bit more sophisticated and elegant. This is just beautiful to wear in the summer. I find it really refreshing actually, because there's also a juniper note in here, so it does give you a bit of a gin and tonic vibe. So when you spray this, think of sipping a gin and tonic in a herb garden somewhere on the Mediterranean coastline, and that'll give you a good idea about what this one smells like. I'm going to a wedding in Portugal later in the year, and I'm seriously considering wearing this one for the wedding. I think it'll just work perfectly. On to the next one, and this is a classic from Chanel. It's a woody aromatic. It's a signature masculine summery blue scent. There's the clue. I'm talking about Bleu de Chanel. This is the Eau de Parfum version, which I just think works really well. It does for me anyway. We've got citruses, spices, woods, beautiful notes of incense in here as well. It's lively, it's smooth, it's sensual, it's masculine. It basically ticks all the boxes. I reviewed this last summer and I slightly criticised it for not being a mind-blowing scent, for it not being the most exciting of scents, for it having a slightly generic shower gel type of accord, and I still think that. But the more I've worn this, the more I've begun to enjoy it. And I think I've also created a really nice memory of some of the travelling I did last summer. I bought this at duty free at one of the airports just as I was starting my trip. So I wore this throughout my travels. And every time I smell this, I now have the memory attached to that amazing trip from last year. So I'm enjoying this more and more as time goes on. Bleu de Chanel. The next one is from a pretty new house. This is the only one from the house that I've tried. It's really enjoyable, so I wanted to include it in this list. I'll be wearing it a lot this summer. It's very light and refreshing. It's from the house of Kieran NYC. It's called Sunday Brunch. Think of a carefree Sunday afternoon. You're having brunch, you're reading the paper, relaxing, maybe watching some top 10 summer fragrance videos on YouTube, and this just reminds you of that nice, relaxed, kind of summery vibe. It's citruses, it's Earl Grey. I love Earl Grey. Earl Grey is my favourite type of tea, and this just reminds me of drinking a cup of Earl Grey black with a slice of lemon in it. It's invigorating, it's light, it's refreshing. Performance on this is fairly average. It's quite a light scent. and for a scent that feels fairly thin and fresh and invigorating, performance is okay. I got around 6 to 7 hours, so it's not going to last you all day, but if you just want something for a lovely relaxed Sunday afternoon, this one is going to do the trick for you. The next one is from a house called Simimi, which is another new house to me. I discovered them recently at Essence in Milan. I sat down with the brand owner, I had a great chat. I tried the whole range of fragrances. I was very impressed with all of them. This was one of my favourites, and I managed to come away from Milan with a bottle of this, which I'm so thankful for. I'll be wearing this a lot this summer. It's called Blanc d'Anna. The nose behind this one is Paolo Terenzi, so you know what kind of quality you're getting with this scent. And all of Simimi scents are based on prominent women throughout history. This one is based on the lady who invented the very first Mother's Day, so I love the concept behind Simimi's line. Quite different, quite innovative. In terms of the scent itself, this is a fruity floral. There's some herbal notes, there's some fruity notes, there's plum, there's fig, there's a gorgeous, refreshing, crisp, green apple accord. So it's quite a light scent, but I got reasonable performance out of this. Very refreshing to wear in the summer. It just pings off the skin. I really enjoy this and I can wear it no problem, but I did think perhaps it leans a little more feminine. But interestingly, yesterday I was introducing my dad to a few of the scents that I brought back from Italy, and he smelled this one, he really enjoyed it, and he felt that it was more of a masculine scent. So really interesting how different people have a different perception of scent. It's all subjective, isn't it, at the end of the day? But this is definitely a unisex fragrance. The bottle of this, as you can see, is gorgeous. The cap weighs a ton. Don't throw this at anybody. So this one is going to look really nice on your shelf. Really impressed with discovering this house, and Blanc d'Anna from Simimi is a great one for the summer. The next one is from another house that I had the good fortune to really discover and explore and chat to the brand owners whilst I was in Milan. It's from Fragrance de Bois. This is a really heady, sensual, floral fragrance, gorgeous for summer. It's called Eau Jaune Intense. It's got some really nice fruity notes in here. Most prominently to me is pineapple, and it gives me kind of a creamy pina colada cocktail type of vibe. So this one conjures images of sitting on a white sandy beach, blue skies, blue sea, palm trees, enjoying a lovely refreshing cool cocktail. So a beach maybe a little more exotic than this one, but you know, you work with what you've got, don't you? Also in this one we've got some creamy indolic white florals. There's jasmine, there's gardenia. Those florals seem to make this one a powerhouse in performance. This one just lasts and lasts, especially if you get it on clothes. It projects massively as well. Longevity is very good. It's composed of high quality materials. That does reflect in the price. This isn't a cheap fragrance at all. You can pick this up in Selfridges or on the Fragrance de Bois website. You can easily get samples of this, so if you can get in store or get samples, I urge you to try the line. But Eau Jaune Intense in particular is a great one for the summer. So from quite a high price fragrance, the next one is a much more affordable price point. This is from the House of Susskind. I've been trying to champion this house because I discovered them last year and I'm really impressed with their line. I think the cost of these fragrances is great. This one is one that I haven't talked about as much as some of the other ones, but it's a perfect one for summer. It's called Fresh Skinned. In this there's anise, grapefruit, violet melon, a lovely woody base. It's very smooth and sensual. It's got an edge to it that gives it a nice kind of gentlemanly, masculine feel, although I do think it is actually a unisex fragrance. Performance on this is fantastic. So projection is relatively soft, maybe half an arm's length. It is quite a refined, sophisticated fragrance, so it's not too loud and obnoxious. Longevity is fantastic. You're going to get an easy 8 to 9 hours off this. One of the best things about it is the price. You can pick this up for around €43 from various places. I know you can definitely get it off Suskind's website, so I will leave a link to the websites in the description below this video so you can check this one out. But for €43 for a 30ml bottle, this one is a great bargain. The next one is from the House of Galan. It will be no stranger to most people. It's one of the most popular masculine fragrances. It was originally released in 1965. This is the modern reformulation. It's a good one. It's called Habit Rouge. We've got citruses, florals, spices, leather. It opens nice and fresh with those masculine citrus notes. They quickly settle down and then it becomes this more robust, masculine, rugged fragrance, even a little bit animalic. It's timeless, just like Vetiver from Galan, and like that fragrance, this one packs a punch. It's got some good masculine attitude, which I really enjoy. This is a fantastic fragrance. Again, very affordable. For 100 ml, you can pick this one up for around £30. It's really a no-brainer. If you like masculine fragrances, if you like citrus fragrances, then for the price, you should own Habit Rouge. The next fragrance is from the house of Parfums de Marly. I love the house. A lot of their fragrances are quite heavy, perhaps a little bit heavy to wear in the summer. So I wanted to find a fragrance from the house that worked in slightly warmer temperatures. This one does that perfectly for me. It's Galloway. So this is a lighter, fresher option from Parfums de Marly. It's not as complex as some of their other offerings. We've got some citruses, pepper, florals, lovely warming amber in the base, which really anchors this fragrance. I get great performance. I get 2 to 3 hours projection, if not more than that. I get great longevity. This one easily lasts me all day. It's got a modern, confident, masculine feel. It zings off my skin. It works amazingly well in the summer, but to be honest, I could easily wear this all year round. It would work great as a signature scent, an office scent, day-night scent. You get the picture. It's pretty versatile. I also enjoy Parfums de Marly's other fresher offering, which is Percival, but for me, this is the one that is my preference to wear in the summer, although I do love them both. I know Sedley is a new release and it's another fresher fragrance. I'm eager to try that. I haven't tried that one yet, looking forward to it. But for now, right here on this beach, for this summer, Galloway from Parfums de Marly is my #1 fragrance because of its versatility, because of its masculine, modern edge. It's just a joy to wear. I've not sprayed yet. It's evening time. I'm just about to go to a pub over there for my dinner. I haven't sprayed this evening since my shower, so let's go one on the wrist as well. I am now fragged up with Galloway. Okay, that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for joining me in another stunning location. You know I love to get out and about for you. Let me know what you think of my 10 fragrance choices, and let me know what your top 3 choices for summer are, because if you mention ones I'm not familiar with, I'll definitely try and check them out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.